Imagine an ordinary morning. Not tense, not strange. The kind of morning millions of people have every single day. Coffee on the stove, keys on the table, a phone with reminders for the day ahead. A man gets into his car, closes the door, starts the engine, and disappears. Not years later, not slowly, but on one specific day. The car will be found. His belongings will still be inside, but the driver will be gone. And the most frightening part of this story is how routine and calm everything was. How no one realized the exact moment when life turned into a mystery. This story is based on real cases where a vehicle became the last silent witness to a person's disappearance. The names change, the cities change, but the pattern is always the same. The car is there, the traces are there, but the person is as if erased. He was ordinary in every sense. Not wealthy, not famous, not involved in crime. He worked, paid his bills, argued with loved ones over small things, forgot to take out the trash, and sometimes left a dirty mug in the sink. That morning, he woke up early. According to his family, he seemed a bit distracted, but not anxious. He ate breakfast quickly, checked the weather, and sent a short message. Heading out, we'll be back later. Nothing unusual. No farewell. No hidden meaning. He got into his car outside his home. The building's security cameras recorded him walking out, adjusting his jacket, stopping for a brief moment, as if trying to remember whether he had forgotten something. He went back inside, grabbed his phone, came out again, and drove away. This is the last confirmed image of him alive, in the place where he was supposed to be. A few hours later, his phone stopped responding. At first, no one panicked. Then the calls continued. Then again. By evening, it was clear something was wrong. The car was found the next day. It was parked on the shoulder of a secondary road. Not crashed, not in a ditch. Neatly positioned, as if the driver had stepped out for just a minute. The doors were closed. The keys were not inside. In the cabin were his wallet, documents, a bottle of water, and a phone charger. Everything someone would normally take if they were leaving for good was left behind. There were no signs of a struggle. The windows were intact. The alarm had not been triggered. The car looked as though the driver had exited voluntarily. But where did he go? And why? Investigators began with the obvious. They traced his route. It wasn't a road to nowhere. He drove it often. Work, stores, familiar streets. But at that specific stretch, the road passed through an isolated area. Open fields, a strip of forest, and very few gas stations. Cameras captured his car, but they didn't capture any suspicious vehicles nearby. No sudden braking, no chase, no accident. The strangest detail was his phone. Its signal continued to appear for several hours after the disappearance. Sometimes near the road, sometimes deeper off the route, as if someone was carrying it, or as if he himself was walking without direction. Then the signal vanished completely. Search teams combed the area. Dogs picked up his scent near the car, but after several dozen meters, it simply disappeared, as if he had gotten into another vehicle. But no camera ever recorded that moment. It was as if he vanished between frames. The family refused to believe he left voluntarily. He had plans for the coming days, meetings, responsibilities, unfinished tasks, groceries in the fridge, weekend plans saved on his phone. This was not someone who simply walked away from his life. The theories began to emerge. The first was a random encounter. Perhaps he stopped to help someone. A broken down car, a stranger on the roadside, one wrong decision, and everything changed. But then where were the traces? Where was foreign DNA? Where was any evidence at all? The second theory was a psychological break. Sometimes people appear calm while everything inside is collapsing. Maybe he left the car and walked into the forest, into the fields, into nothing. But neither his body nor his clothing was ever found. Years of searching, nothing. The third theory was a crime, the darkest and, to some, the most logical. He may have been targeted or chosen at random. The car was left behind because it was unnecessary. But then why weren't the valuables taken? Why were there no signs of violence? There is also a fourth theory, one spoken only in whispers, that the car itself is misleading us, that we look at it and think this is where it ended. But in reality, everything may have begun earlier, or later, or somewhere else entirely. Years have passed. The case is reopened again and again. Every new technology brings hope. Data analysis, new witnesses, accidental discoveries. But the driver has never returned. The car has become a symbol, a silent question on the side of the road. This story is frightening because of its simplicity. Not a dark alley, not nighttime, not a dangerous neighborhood, just an ordinary day, an ordinary road, an ordinary car. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think happened? Did he step out on his own, or was he forced? Was it a spontaneous decision or a carefully planned trap? Why was the car left behind while the man disappeared? Write your theory in the comments. Sometimes it's the viewers who notice what investigators missed. If you're drawn to real criminal stories where the answers remain out of reach, subscribe to the channel. We explore disappearances that defy logic and bring attention back to cases the world should not forget. Leave a like if you believe the truth is still out there. And remember, sometimes the most dangerous place isn't a dark street. It's a parked car you step out of for the last time.